Rachel from Miss Daisy Sewing, and we've got Missy here as well. And this is a funny one. So I'm sure everyone who crafts knows that you'll get some weird requests. So we had a month or so ago now, my niece asked me about underwater themed costumes because her friend was doing a underwater themed fancy dress party. But she didn't want a costume per se, she wanted something that would give her a underwater theme, but not be like, in an inflatable otter suit or something. So we came up with a couple of ideas, and what she settled on with our suggestions was a jellyfish outfit. She already owns this beautiful purple and blue dress, which I thought would make a great foundation to a jellyfish outfit, and then she would get that blend of being dressed up and looking nice, but also having this fancy dress vibe with the jellyfish setting. So I'm gonna hop over to the sketch pad and show you the idea that I've come up with, and hopefully, we don't have a lot of time now, hopefully we can turn it around and my niece will be the belle of the ball. So, to the notepad. So, jellyfish. Like I said, my niece already owns a really pretty sparkly dress. Like, she it's this cute little super corseted little sparkly number with like a little sort of train going on at the back, and it is absolutely cute. To let the sketch fool you. So what I thought would be really cute to tie it all together was to make a little capelet, and I'll probably just use my Clara cape coat pattern and just use the little capelet from the top of that, and then from there add some iridescent fabric, like tentacles coming off of it, so that'll make like a full like cape all the way around her. And then what I really want to do, and this is actually going to be the tricky part, is well, for me it was cappings, is what I'm thinking of, but sort of a conical hat. And the reason I really want to do one of these, there's two. It's a little bit of a story time. One, I think the shape lends itself really well to that sort of jellyfish aesthetic, but two, my first real experience with jellyfish was when I was in Indonesia for 6 weeks. We were diving the coral reef sort of twice a day, every day, just doing some monitoring work. And it was the first time in my life I'd been asked to do a negative buoyancy entry into the water. So normally you sort of roll off the back of the boat and your BCD, the sort of little life jacket thing, is fully inflated. So you roll off backwards, you bob up to the surface like a little otter, and then you descend down into the water. But what they had us do is, because there were so many jellyfish like up in the surface of the water, we had our BCBs deflated, so that when we rolled offwards, we actually then sat underneath the jellyfish. We sort of went through on our back past the jellyfish, and we're then sort of, down here, ready to go. And I remember looking up at this little canopy, and it was not as extreme as like that scene in Nemo when you see all the jellyfish, but it was kind of like that, sort of looking up at this little canopy of all these little jellyfish, and that really stuck with me. And I did bring back a capping from Indonesia, which my mother promptly stole. I used to collect strange hats. But yeah, my mum stole it from me because I didn't think I had to take that thing back on the plane, so I had to wear it all of the way home and it was how they spotted me coming out of the airport to pick me up. So very fond memories of that hat. But I think that that would totally bring the whole thing together. So I've got some nice pink, a sort of a dusky, that we're going to use for the base for the capelet and the external of the hat. And then in the post is a nice iridescent sort of pinky purple, which is what's going to make all of the tendrils. And I am going to use a flat line the outer part of the cape and the top here with. So that's the vision. Here's hoping we can do it justice, and I will see you when I'm cutting out the pieces. One of my main goals with this project was to try and use up as much sort of scrap stuff I had around the house as possible, which is why I'm using foam board here. I do not recommend this material for making your own capping. It was far too stiff in the end. So after I've got it all assembled up into a big circle, I then cut out a big wedge, and this is sort of to try and get that sort of conical shape. And you can actually see I'm having to break it because the board was just far too stiff to just neatly make that conical. And then more Fablon here just to try and get it to stay put before I test it with the fabric. So here I am just gluing some batting on. This was just to sort of smooth out the top of that shape and give it a little bit of sort of bounce, as well as hiding all of the sort of dents from where I had to sort of break it to get it bent into shape. After that, I then applied the pink fabric, and you can actually see that I'm stitching it. This was just to get a nice neat edge and to make it look a little bit less glued together. So we've got the iridescent fabric, so it's really pretty and does go sort of purple to green. So I'm going to cut out top layer of the capelet and then another circle for the hat, which is getting there actually. Pleased with it so far. And then all that's left of the fabric I'm going to cut into strips to make the sort of jellyfish tendrils. So yeah. So here I've got tendrils getting cut out of the main fabric. I'm trying to use everything up here. I've also dug out every single pink bit of ribbon and finding I have just to give it more texture. So here's the glue gun again, and this time I'm just putting on this sort of dark pink ribbon to hide all of the sins of sort of stapling on those ribbons onto the side. And then after that I'm adding this little white trim just to give it a little bit more texture on the front and sort of really add to the overall look of the conical hat. Capelet is doing well. I'm just hand stitching the front and back together, so it's just a wee mattress stitch in there, and then I've decided to sort of leave this sort of shimmery layer sort of untucked, for want of a better word. It's all hemmed in around the neck and stuff, but yeah, so I've just left it and tucked on here just to add a little bit more movement. It is sort of hemmed in because it's caught in the side seam here, so it's not like completely free floating. Yeah, so we're getting there. We're nearly halfway through with the hand stitching. I think I got to, where did I get to last night? Oh, further than I thought. I'm up here. So aim is to finish this today. That's the needle there. Aim is to finish this today, and then my niece will be here tomorrow to collect it. So yeah, really pleased with how it's looking. Absolutely in love with all of these textures from these ribbons. So yeah, hopefully she's as pleased with it as I am. So, I'm really pleased with it. It's worked out really well. My niece is absolutely delighted, which is the main thing. I absolutely love all of the textures. Like, it was a great stash buster for getting through loads of ribbon and trim that I've collected up over the years. And I just think it's great fun. I think she's going to get way more use out of it than this one fancy dress party. She's at that age where she's doing a lot of partying. Let's just leave it at that. And I think it's great fun. I'm positive she's going to get a really good reaction at the party from it. It does read Jellyfish. My brother popped along the other day and was instantly like, what's that meant to be? And I was like, it's a jellyfish. He was like, that's what I thought it was. So we're happy with that. But yeah, good fun. Quite a quick project, which was nice. And a really good stash buster. So I don't think I could ask for more, to be honest, on that. And yeah, hopefully I have asked my niece for some photos at the party. But obviously that's up to her. She wants to send them and have them shared with you all. So if she does, they'll follow shortly. If not, there might be some footage of me possibly twirling around like an idiot, which I'll share instead. But yeah, so until next time, I don't know what quirky thing we've got lined up next, but until then, I'll bid you adieu and I'll see you all later.